Hello everyone, my name is Bridget Mullins and I am the lead facilitator and instructor for the Designing Powerful Solutions Within Community course. And I wanted to take a few moments today to share a little bit more about the course, some of the stuff that we'll be exploring together, and what the experience will be like. So first and foremost, this course is really about starting to practice the mindsets that are needed to redesign the world, as well as exploring some easy to use methods that will help us do so. So another way to say this is that this course invites us to really consider the how, not just the what of what we're doing, but how we're getting there, how people are involved, how we're unleashing and including all of the voices in the room. So it's leaning into people and process before product. And I think it's really based on a few underlying beliefs. And I see these all the time in my work with organizations, community groups, higher ed institutions. It's that when people feel included and engaged, more is made possible. We have all seen this, we've all experienced this. People are allergic to being told what to do, and they commit much more wholeheartedly to things that they help create. This course is also based on the idea that the best ideas often come from unexpected sources. And so what all of that means is that the methods and ways of being that we'll practice in class really hold at the center that we need all of the wisdom, all of the experience, and all of the voices in the room to really meet the complexity of the challenges that we're facing. Oftentimes, a lot of conventional structures that we use in our day-to-day lives, they could be in our families and our places of work, they unwittingly stifle inclusion and flatten complexity. And we're familiar with these methods. They're the presentation, the status update, the managed discussion, or on the converse side, the open brainstorm. So conventional structures that are either too controlled or too loose and unstructured. And both of these ways end up preventing a lot of people from contributing and tend to invite the one or two or three voices in the room that are the loudest. So some things that we're going to be exploring in this class are the underpinnings of these methods that we'll be practicing, stuff from the field of complexity science, systems thinking, emergent strategy, and facilitation. We'll be diving into some processes used in applied theater and improv that help us to unleash the creativity and yes and mindsets in the room. And all of the things that we'll be doing each day are kind of exploring, experiencing, and talking via learning. So each day in class, you will be learning about anywhere from 3 to 5 different methods that we will practice together, that can then be adapted, applied, and immediately used in whatever your setting is. So the hope with this course is that you are actively learning new ways to structure your interactions and engagements with groups of people in such ways that are going to be contagious. They're going to invite in creativity. They're going to invite in participation. You're going to start feeling changes in the way that you're engaging in a room and that others are as well. The last thing I'll say is that there are so many excuses not to invest in ourselves, not to try to learn new things, to not step into spaces that are pushing the edges of what we're doing, both internally and externally. And in this course, we are going to go inside the complex system that is the human being, just as much as we're going to think about how it mirrors the outside system that we are trying to affect and trying to make change in. So we are always a starting place, and we will be bringing ourselves and all of our complexity, our experiences, what's happening in our lives, into our collective consideration about how these processes that we're using extend from the micro to the very macro. So I invite you into this journey. I invite anyone into this course who is desiring, who is thirsty for co-creating a more meaningful and equitable future, and doing so in a way that weaves people together and weaves a new culture into being, which is the kind that we want to see.